Hey, and welcome to my presentation on Southwest Asia, which is also known as the Middle East. Most of us just refer to it as that, the Middle East, but it's also known as Southwest Asia. And that's because all of this right here, all of this area is Asia. And if you look down to the south and to the west, this is Southwest Asia. Now, this includes Egypt in with it, although strictly speaking, Egypt is really in North Africa, but it has more in common with the people and places in the Middle East more so than Africa. So usually it's lumped in there with Southwest Asia or the Middle East. So all of this area you see here, this is what we're going to be studying about. Now, the first area that we're going to be talking about are all these bodies of water and physical features that we have. And I'm just going to start with our first one. I want to show these to you on your Quizlet, which is the Suez Canal. And the Suez Canal, if you look, you can see it's right here, right up here at the tip of Africa and in between the Middle East. And it is a man-made body of water. It's a canal that connects these two bodies of water. It connects the Mediterranean and the Red Sea. So, Suez Canal is a canal that connects these two larger bodies of water. So, that's your first one, the Suez Canal. Now, let's go to one of those bodies of water that's near it. All right. The first one we're going to go to is the Mediterranean Sea. Whoops. Sorry about that. So, the Mediterranean Sea, you have Africa here. Over here is this peninsula, which has the country of Saudi Arabia on it. Most of us recognize that one. And this body of water, this is the Mediterranean. Now, you should know the Mediterranean Sea from last year. So, here's the Suez Canal, and there's the Mediterranean Sea. Keep those in mind. Now, the next sea down that we have is the Red Sea. And the Red Sea is this long, super skinny sea right here in between Africa and the rest of the Middle East. Okay? So we've got the Mediterranean Sea, which is here, the Suez Canal, and then the Red Sea. This is the Red Sea here. Mediterranean Sea and the Red Sea are connected by the Suez Canal. So we're going to move on around those two. And the next body of water that you would encounter is going to be the Arabian Sea. Here's the Arabian Sea down here in this area. Okay. So we've got the Mediterranean Sea, which is connected to the Red Sea by the Suez Canal. And then down here, we have the Arabian Sea. Now, you have to keep in mind, there's lots of other little bodies of waters like straits and gulfs and so forth, but these are just the basics that we're learning. So, Arabian Sea. So, Mediterranean Sea, Suez Canal, Red Sea, and the Arabian Sea. Now, we're going to continue on to a great big old curve in these bodies of water. And here's the curve, this area right here, this curve right here. That's called the Strait of Hormuz. So the strait is not very straight, it's a curve. Here it is, it's a curve, and it's called the Strait of Hormuz. A strait is just a narrow channel of water. So what we should know now, we know the Mediterranean. We know right through this area is the Suez Canal. And then we go down here to the Red Sea. And then down here, this bigger body of water is the Arabian Sea. Then we go through the strait that's not so straight, called the Strait of Hormuz. And then we're going to be at our next body of water, which is called the Persian Gulf. In the Persian Gulf, this is a nice satellite picture that you can see. Right here is the Persian Gulf, this little area right here. So again, Mediterranean Sea, Suez Canal, the Red Sea, Arabian Sea, go up and around the curve, and that curve is the Strait of Hormuz. And then right here is the Persian Gulf. I don't like this big red circle around all of this, okay? This right here primarily, this is mainly the Persian Gulf, all right? That circle's a little bit too big. So right here in this area, just this little lumpy area right there behind the Strait of Hormuz, got the Strait of Hormuz, and then you're in the Persian Gulf. So just be mindful of that. Now, we're going to talk about some rivers that are located in this area, and a couple of land features as well. The first river that we're going to talk about, and we can talk about both of these on the same slide. And here's a nice picture for you. The arrow is pointing to what's called the Tigris River. The Tigris River. Notice both of these flow across Iraq. They actually start up here in Turkey and Syria, but they flow down across the Middle East, both of them, and they flow along parallel to one another for the most part. And the top one is called the Tigris. See, top Tigris. Think of it like that. Top Tigris. All right. Under the Tigris, you have the Euphrates. Here, the U and under. Okay. So Euphrates is under the Tigris, which is on top. So Tigris and Euphrates. There's the two rivers that you have to know for that area. Now, there's one other, and it is called the Jordan River. Now, the Jordan River, this one's always kind of hard to see. It's right down through here. You see this country that looks like a tomahawk? That's the country of Jordan. The Jordan River is right next to the country of Jordan, and that country looks like a tomahawk. Let me show you a little bit better picture of it. Right here, you can see here's the country of Jordan. Here's the Jordan River. Now, on the bank of the Jordan River, you have a butterfly. Everybody see the outline of the butterfly wing there? The butterfly sits on the west bank of the Jordan River. So the butterfly is perched on the west bank of the Jordan River. And that butterfly is called the West Bank. This is just a territory that's located in Israel for Palestinians. It's kind of a hot spot, okay? But this is the West Bank. Looks like a butterfly, and it's on the west bank of the Jordan River. The other area that you need to know is this little strip of land right here. This little strip, which is located also right here's the Mediterranean Sea, sorry. It is called the Gaza Strip. Okay, so a little strip of land called the Gaza Strip. The butterfly is the West Bank, and the butterfly is perched on the west bank of the Jordan River. Okay. This right here, too, just a little point of interest. This is the Dead Sea. That's a big salty lake, pretty much is all it is. And the Jordan River flows into this big salty lake called the Dead Sea, and there's no outlet for it. All of this just eventually, it's full of salt from the runoff and everything, and not being able to filter on out into another body of water. So let's go back to our Quizlet and make sure that we've covered everything. Okay. So we've talked about how these different bodies of water and where they are located. And this is what your first test will be over. I'm just looking to make sure that I've covered everything. I think we have. Your test will be Tuesday. So you need to make sure you're studying this Quizlet and reviewing it. All right. Your test is not going to be a Quizlet test. It's going to be on a Google Forms. But studying this will still help you. All right. So thank you very much. And start studying, please.